Planning. You have to plan. So now you have clarity. Don't just jump and say, okay, since I have clarity, I know what I want to create. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Adrenaline. Everything is up. And then you just want to go ahead and start creating your course. Guy, you are either not going to complete the launch process, or you're going to burn out, or somehow you're going to get frustrated. So that is why after clarity, the next thing I always say is plan first. And when I mean planning, what strategy are you going to be using to launch? There are a lot of strategies that you're going to use to launch. You are one step closer to launching or relaunching that 7-figure online course. I want to share with you 15 things that you should know before launching your online course. In fact, these are the 15 things in which I knew, and if you know them now, they are going to make a whole lot of difference for you. Now, before I share the 15 things, I want to open your eyes to see the possibilities in the e-learning industry. According to Statista, the global e-learning market size in 2019 was almost at about 200 billion US dollars. And by 2026, it has been predicted to get to almost 400 US billion dollars. Imagine the money that is in the e-learning industry. Me, this year, I want to cash out from that money. I want to be among those who will get it. So if you want to be among those that you want to watch this video until the end. Now, let me talk about the first thing that you should know before launching an online course. The first thing is clarity comes first. Now, a lot of people, they go ahead to launch online courses without first having clarity on what they want to launch, or who they want to launch it for, or the promises they are going to be giving to these people that they want to launch it for. So the first thing you want to do when you want to launch your online course is to get clarity. Clarity on who is this course going to be for? What are the things I'm going to teach these people? How am I going to help them get results? Then why should these people care about whatever thing that I am going to be creating or packaging as an online course? Now, this is where the place of research comes in. So you have to make sure that you seek clarity first before you go ahead to talk about creating your course. Now, the second thing I'm going to talk about is planning. A lot of people don't plan. So now you have the clarity. You know who it is for. You know why. You know what. You know how. In fact, I always do this one thing when I'm writing clarity for my course, right? Is what is my course promise? I write one sentence. If somebody asks me, this course you're trying to sell to me, what is the promise? Write the result the course is going to help your audience achieve in one sentence. If you cannot write it in one sentence, you are not ready to launch a course. Yes. So now let's move to number 2, planning. You have to plan. So now you have clarity. Don't just jump and say, okay, since I have clarity, I know what I want to create. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Adrenaline. Everything is up. And then you just want to go ahead and start creating your course. Guy, you are either not going to complete the launch process, or you're going to burn out, or somehow you're going to get frustrated. So that is why after clarity, the next thing I always say is plan first. And when I mean planning, what strategy are you going to be using to launch? There are a lot of strategies that you're going to use to launch. You're going to choose the strategy you're going to launch with. Then, what are your dates? How long do you want to launch for? 30 days, 2 weeks? What are the things you need to launch? Do you need emails? Do you need a landing page? Do you need a sales page? Do you need slides? What exactly do you need to launch? Now, remember, I've not talked about creating your course. So I've not mentioned it, so don't even think about that yet. Clarity, planning, right? What are the things you need to launch? What are the things that you would do? What are the things you're going to delegate? When are you going to open your sales? When are you going to do your webinars? How many content will you post throughout your launch? You're going to plan all of these things, know your numbers, or can post 100 content. What is your goal for the launch? These are all of the things that you need to understand before you even go about launching or relaunching your online course. Now, the third one is build and sell as you go. There's nothing like I don't have an audience. I want to build my audience first before I sell my online course. There's nothing like that. You have to be selling and then building your audience at the same time. If you want to wait, I have 500 followers, I have 200 followers, or I have 50 followers, I can't start selling now. I have to wait till I get to like 10K followers, 5K followers before I create a course. Let me tell you, the time I launched my signature online course launch blueprint, right? I was at 3K followers. But by the time I finished launching the course, I had grew my following on Instagram to about 8K. Imagine, over 4K people added to the list while I was launching that course. But fortunately, unfortunately, I have lost the page, so I had to start again. I lost the page in August. But that's not the point. The point here is while you're selling your course, while you're doing all of those things, you have to be building your audience. And this is where lead generation comes in. So let lead generation be part of your strategy as you're generating emails, you're putting out content, sensitizing your audience, creating awareness for your course, right? You'll be building your audience at the same time. So there's nothing like, let me build my audience first before I sell. It goes hand in hand, right? So the fourth one I am going to share, it is very, very important. Many people never think about it. It is create a first step course. If you've never created a course before, right? Create a first step course. And what is a first step course? A first step course is more like a mini course that will not take you time to create and that can also give your audience a quick win. Now, why do I advise that you create a first step course first? Many people want to turn their very first online course to the best thing ever, the best product they've ever created in their entire lives. While that might look good, while that might seem beautiful, you are hurting a lot of things. Number one, you're going to be draining yourself. Number two, you're not going to be giving it your best because it is the first course you're creating. You've not heard from your audience. Your audience have not tested it to know if it will work or even bring in results, right? So this is my advice. If you've never created a course before, but you would like to create a course on a particular topic, write down all the steps that people need to take to achieve results on that topic that you know. Right now, out of all those steps, take out one out of those steps. So let me take, for example, let's say I want to create a course on how to launch online courses. Let me use that as an example, right? Before I created my signature course on how to launch online courses, it took me 2 years. I created several first step courses. The first one I created one that talks about sales pages. I created another one that talks about how to use email marketing to generate leads for your course. I created that one as a mini course, right? Because those are different steps that you need to build your to sell your courses. I also talked about how to use funnels to sell your course. I created different courses like that. I also talked about how to use Facebook ads to sell your course. So I created a mini course on sell more with ads. I created a mini course on sales page mini course. I also created a mini course on how to use lead generation to sell more of your courses. Now, when I created these different courses, I sold them differently. I created them at different times. This was what happened. As people started taking the course, they started giving me feedback. Oh, I would like to know this. Oh, why is this not here? Oh, why is this not there? I started noting all of those things. All right. And I started seeing if they're actually getting results before I create a framework that will now combine everything together. That's what first step courses are. Write down these processes someone needs to take to achieve results based on your expertise. Then pick out one. If you've never created a course, create a mini course. And you can sell it for something cheap to get a lot of people in. And mini courses can take you 3 to 5 days to create. My course launch group, it took me over 3 months to finish recording, building, and everything. But all those my first step courses, some of them I created in 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. But imagine without experience, I'm starting with course launch group, starting with like a very big blueprint that I'm want to create. So if you've never created a course before, start with a first step course. Do not try to create your best product ever, right? So after you create a first step course from feedback, you can always now move ahead to create a signature course that is going to be evergreen in the long term. Now, the fifth thing that you should know before launching your online course is sell it before you create it. I know you hear this a lot. Sell it before you create it. I know you hear it a lot. And you're still hearing it again from me. Yes, so before you create a course, make sure that you sell it first. And now what do I mean? Sell it first to know if the idea is going to work. Sell it first to know if there are going to be any loopholes. So it's not just about selling if people are going to pay you, right? Sell the idea first, sell the promise. And now when you want to sell your online course, make sure that you've gone through the first 2 steps. Have your clarity first, then have your plan. Once you have those 2 things, you can now start selling the course even before creating it. So you sell the promise, sell the course outline, sell all the things you know you're going to deliver to people before you now create it. So don't start with creating. Don't start with creating. So when you started creating awareness for your course through your content, through lead generation, all of those stuff, through your webinar, right? You get people in, you can now start creating it side by side. But you make sure that at least you've put the idea out there and people are buying into that idea, right? Before you can sell it. A very good example is when I launched one of my courses, Course Launch Blueprint. So I did a 3-month launch. 3-month launch. For the first 2 months, I did not collect money from anybody. I was just creating content, awareness content, excitement content, educational content, giving people free tips, getting them agitated like, oh, hello, I want to know more, I want to name more. People were hungry. Then I told them that the payment, I started launch in February, so then payments will open in April. People were excited. On April, when I opened the payment only opened for 2 weeks. Guess what? I made 7 figures in 2 weeks. But now, remember, I didn't start selling in 2 weeks. That is how to sell your course before creating it. And then after I received the payment, I closed payment. I took like 3 weeks break to go and sit down. I started creating the course because I know that people are buying into it. So another good way to sell before you create is you can do like a free session to make people buy into that idea of whatever thing you're doing. So that's like 5 out of the 15 things that you should know before launching your online course. There are 10 more other things. And those 10 things, plus this 5, I've even gone in depth. I broke them down, give you examples, give you strategy that you can use to get started even without any help, right? In my new book, 15 things you should know before launching an online course. These are just like 5 out of those 15 things, right? So click the link below right now, click on that button and go get yourself a copy of that book